Captain's log. Star date 22nd of March, Sunday, 2020. In Ecuador. Ecuador, the province of Azuay. The community of Uzhupud. And it looks like we're looking at minimum 4 to 6 weeks of isolation from each other physically, but of course we have the internet, which makes things very different from how they were in days gone by. And I'm on my porch, I'm looking at the sunset. We don't have really spectacular sunsets here, but still they're very beautiful. I mean, I guess in a way they are spectacular, but they're subtle. You know, it's not like Key West. And all I can think of is that this is so exciting that we're entering this new world. Because for sure, everything's changing, and because people are going to have to be isolated and do a lot of personal introspection, whether they want to or not, over the next month, if not longer, if not much longer. This is going to create a fundamental change in how we are thinking of our world, how we are each perceiving our individual roles in society. And I've thought for a long time, what is the role of the artist in today's society, in the communities where we live? And I like to look back on the Plains Indians of the United States to look at how they lived, because they were a very peaceful community and they did not have any of the social problems that societies today are plagued with. They didn't have mental illness. They didn't have the diseases that we have today. One of the reasons that the Plains Indians had such successful societies was that each individual in those societies had a role to play, and each individual knew what their role was, including children. And so, especially when the rights of a 12, 13, 14-year-old child in those societies, when the rites of passage, for which they had various ceremonies, when those rites of passage occurred, the children gained a tremendous amount of self-respect and a tremendous amount of responsibility, a sense of responsibility for what their role was in the community in which they lived. And to me, this is fundamental for everyone, but my constituency is artists, you know, and when I say artists, I mean visual artists, I mean performing artists, I mean everyone who's engaged in a creative activity. And you don't have to be a professional, maybe it's your hobby, but this is your passion, and you're a creative person, and this is what your life revolves around, is this type of creativity. And I've thought for many, many years, what is our true role? What are we contributing to society? Because we've been plagued, as artists in general, we've been suffering with how to share our work, how to attract an audience so that we can have people enjoy our work and become transformed by it, which to me, this is the ultimate goal of true art. And because we're in the middle of a paradigm shift, you know, the old paradigm of selling your work to people, that doesn't really work anymore. And the new paradigm, which we're also seeing and we're also involved with, give your work away for free because people love it and they want it, but they're not going to pay for it, but they want it. And so we give it away. And this, I started thinking about this. This is really what we want as artists. We want to give our work away. We're not making the work for money. We're making the work for other reasons. The only reason we need money for it is because we have to pay our bills and we have to buy our supplies and all this. So this is the old paradigm. And yet the new paradigm is telling us, share, your work is made to be shared. And instinctively, yes, we feel that. But we're caught in between the two paradigms because we don't know how we can pay our bills and our rent and buy the supplies that we need and pay for health care and all of these things and provide for our families. We don't know how we can do that without being immersed in the old paradigm. So to me, what we're experiencing now is an incredible sea change of how society is going to reassess its needs, to reassess what it considers valuable, and to hopefully, I hope, and I think you all hope, we want the result that our work as artists is valuable to our communities. I'm hoping that when we come out of this in, I don't know when it's going to be, May 2020, longer, we'll have to see. But when we come out of this, I hope that we will come out of it with a renewed sense of mission, a renewed sense of responsibility. And in the meantime, I just want to join with all my fellow artists of all types of art. I just want to join with you all in persevering, in creating more introspection, in creating more profundity that we can apply to the creations that we're making, so that we can all move forward together and that we as artists can continue to contribute to our communities, which I would expect will become more and more defined, which will make our job a lot easier. Thank you.